Welcome to Savage Kitchen. Today, playing with fire. One of my very favorite things to do. I know we usually do recipes on this channel, either cocktail, cooking, mocktail, whatever. But today we're gonna use some of the spoils from those things and do a little DIY project. We're gonna be making little torches for your outdoor entertaining needs. Now, what I love about this is not just the fact that I get to use my blowtorch, but these are upcycled from bottles that I have lying around. If you're unaware, I have a lot of glass bottles from Savage Kitchen Provisions, but I also like to save interesting bottles from the liquor cabinet for specifically this purpose. So one of the great things about these little torches is that we can fill them with citronella oil. So if you live in an area where the mosquito may or may not be your state bird, I'm looking at you, Florida, lighting these is not only a nice little bit of decor, but it's gonna help keep the bugs away. All right, let's get into it. Things that you are going to need. Bottles. This was a very cool vodka bottle. The vodka was not terribly exciting, but the bottle was, so I kept this bottle. These, I have lots of little syrup bottles. The important thing to consider when choosing bottles for this project is the size of the opening, and I'll get into that in just a minute. Next up, you're gonna need a wick. We are using a fiberglass wick. There are also cotton wicks. The benefit to using fiberglass versus cotton is that they burn cleaner and they last a lot longer. With a cotton wick, you're gonna get a lot of soot and ash on top, and you're gonna have to keep bringing the wick up and trimming it off as the ash sort of falls off. You won't have to do that with the fiberglass wicks, or not that you'll never have to do it, it just burns so slow that these will last you a very, very long time. Next up is a little piece of hardware. This is just a piece of plumbing. It's a coupling. Now, I got these as part of a kit on Amazon. You could find this piece at Home Depot, Ace, whatever hardware store. I actually recommend buying the kit. It's far less expensive. So this piece at Home Depot was gonna be like $3.50. Whereas I got a kit that included 4 of these, plus the wicks, plus these little caps for $15. So in the grand scheme of things, it would behoove you to just buy the kit if we're trying to save money here. Next up, fuel for your torch. I am using this tea brand Citronella. There are a lot of different fuels that will burn. Kerosene, which I found out years ago. I was doing a shoot where I was trying to set a bunch of stuff on fire. It's actually kind of hard to buy pure kerosene. Who knew? Even cooking oils will burn, like olive oil will burn, vegetable oil, refined coconut oil in its liquid form. The problem with those oils is that in this application, the wick needs to draw the fluid up through the wick, and those oils are thicker and it's harder to draw them up. So I would recommend buying a torch fuel or a lamp fuel. And then just some things to make life easier, a little funnel for pouring in our fluids, and then either a pair of scissors or garden shears so that we can trim the wick. Choosing the bottle. This is the important part, right? So these bottles, I have this bottle that was a vodka bottle. This is a bottle we're experimenting with for sample sizes for Savage Kitchen. Both of them have a 19.5 millimeter opening. The only reason I know that is because I have a company where we bottle things. This is a standard opening for a wine bottle. It is not the same size as a lot of liquor bottles. For example, this bottle of Blanton's, if I go to put this coupling in, it's gonna fall right through. So this opening is too big for this. This doesn't mean that you can't use this for a torch. It does mean that you're gonna have to go the hardware store route. And so for example, I went to Home Depot yesterday and found this same thing. This coupling is just a little bit bigger than this one and fits in this bottle perfectly. We're gonna get into a little bit of issues with the wick, which I'll talk about later. But so just don't assume that any bottle that you have on hand is going to fit these kit couplings. If you're sticking with wine bottles, you should be fine. If you have Savage Kitchen bottles, you'll be fine. Just try them out. Like, at the end of the day, it's a DIY project. It's not the biggest thing, right? Now, if you want to up the decor game just a little bit, you can add in some pebbles or some sand, something that's heavy that's going to sink to the bottom. And what I've done with these is actually add a little bit of dried lavender, because I have a lot of dried lavender in my life. I have some dried straw flower, eucalyptus, whatever you can fit in the neck of the bottle and you want to have floating in your oil is totally fine. I have not tried this with fresh things like fresh herbs like mint or basil. I don't see why you couldn't. You probably could, but I do have a feeling that those fresh things will probably spoil and turn brown after a couple of days, maybe hours. I don't know. You have to try it out and let me know. I don't think it's gonna hurt anything, but I just don't think it's gonna be the most aesthetically pleasing after a pretty short time. All right, first thing we're gonna do is I have my label removed from this. I was not able to get this back label off. It is etched into the glass. But in general, just some hot water, soap, and a scrub brush will take your labels off. You can use Goo Gone. You can actually use kerosene, olive oil, whatever works. Or you can leave the labels on. For example, with the Blanton bottle, this was a really special bottle to me. We finished this the night we said goodbye to my Lucy. So I've been holding on to this bottle since last summer, and I'd like to keep the label on this, and this is gonna be a nice little tribute to Lucy whenever we light it. So step one is gonna be making sure that our wick is the appropriate height for our bottle. So we've got 2 different bottles that we're gonna do here, and these wicks come at a height that's plenty tall enough for your standard wine bottle, or in this case, vodka bottle. But obviously, it's a little much for this baby guy. So we're gonna start with this one. These come with these little silicone gaskets, so you get a nice tight seal with the bottle and the coupling. And I'm just gonna put this on the second rung there, pop it in. Look at that, nice and tight. And then thread our wick in. So it's a little long. You really want your wick to just be about 1/4 of an inch off the top of this. So I'm gonna take the garden shears and give this a trim. That still might be a little long. Yeah, that's all right. That's definitely more than 1/4 inch, maybe a little more. We're gonna put some stones in the bottom of this, and if I can't wiggle the wick all the way down to the bottom, we might trim it again, but for now this is fine. For this guy, quite obviously, it's a little much. So, pop this in and trim. And then I have plenty of wick for other bottles. In fact, that looks like it's about the perfect height for the standard Savage Kitchen bottle. Next up, I want to put any sort of decoration that I'm doing the bottles in before we put the citronella in. So in this case, I'm really working on a set here with this lavender. So I'm going to do the same thing in these bottles. The reason for doing this is twofold. One is it looks nice, right? Like I have a white wick coming out of white stone. And these are just white marble chips that, again, I bought at Home Depot, like no big deal. But the other reason is I'm displacing some of the liquid volume. So when we fill these up with liquid, you really need the bottle to be at least 2/3 full of oil to get that wick started the first time, which is a lot of oil. So if I'm displacing some of that with the stones, it's gonna help. Now that we've got our stones in, let's go about adding some dried lavender. Ooh, it smells good. And I'm gonna break the ends off because I don't want them to be quite as tall. And then just down in the bottle we go. Just tamp them down. The only problem with lavender is that it gets everywhere. So since we filled these with stones, we wanna get the wick definitely wedged down into the stone. We can do that before or after we pour our citronella in. So why don't with this little guy, I'm gonna show you before, and we're basically I'm just gonna like shake this and loosen everything up. There we go. Until our wick is at bottom again. I'm gonna take my funnel and I'm really just gonna wedge in and pour our oil. We wanna make sure we're at least 2/3 of the way up. Look at that. Perfect. With this one, let's fill it with our citronella oil first. This is gonna take a lot. Now we're gonna take that wick and into our bottle. Now, obviously I can't shake this now, but you can just sort of twist and it's gonna work its way down into the stones. And like I said, worst case scenario, if we have to trim the wick again, it's totally okay. That's still a little high, but whatever. Higher the wick, higher the flame, right? As I mentioned before, one of the things I really like about these little kits that you can find on Amazon is that they often come with these little sniffers? I'm not sure what the right term is. Anyway, it's gonna put the candle out for you. And they look nice. So now with Lucy's little lantern here, The size of my wick leaves a lot of room around this coupling here. So what I want to do is actually fray the wick a little bit at what's going to end up being our top end. And that's just to, I mean, like none of these are like super sealed. And honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Like you burn candles all the time that has your open oil and wick. But I do want to just tighten up that space a little bit. So I'm literally just opening the wick up. This is also going to affect the size and shape of our flame. So this one's gonna be like, wow. All right, let's light them up. I really do love fire. When I was a kid, my parents were like legitimately concerned that I was a pyromaniac because I really just like setting shit on fire. Okay, but it's 115 degrees out, so how long will these last? Depends on a few factors. It depends on the width of your wick. It depends on the type of fuel that you're burning. It depends on the displacement of volume in your particular container. For example, this is a 12-ounce bottle. There's probably roughly 10 ounces of fluid in here because we displaced quite a bit with the stones and with the wick itself. And I'm using Tiki brand fuel. So according to their website, their fuel will burn roughly 3 hours for every ounce. So for example, you're gonna get somewhere around 30 hours out of this. You're gonna get far less out of this. This is a 3-ounce bottle. We've probably displaced at least an ounce. So you'll maybe get 6 hours, maybe 4 hours, just depends. As always, follow like reasonable safety precautions. Like it's probably kind of dumb for me to have my hair dangling near an open flame. Make sure that you're using something that doesn't easily tip over. Don't leave an open flame unattended. I'm gonna put links below for the Tiki fuel that I used, the kit that I used from Amazon that is only $15 and it comes with enough to make 4 different lanterns. And if you're like me and you're using different height bottles, you're actually gonna get a lot more out of the wicks. I got 5 out of this, and actually I still have a whole extra wick back there that I could get 2 more out of. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you make use of your bottles. I think we call this sustainable drinking. I don't know. If you have Savage Kitchen bottles lying around, I would love to see you guys do this with them. I specifically went with glass packaging because we don't need more plastic. And yeah, I'm pretty excited that we have a little Lucy lantern now. Love to hear from you guys. If you want to support the channel, you can go to savagekitchen.com. There's merch, there's syrups, or just leave me a comment, say hello, follow along on Instagram, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers, friends.